I kind of made a thank you note. I guess y'all can see that. That I'm leaving at each one of my neighbors that, you know, that leaves cans out for me and everything. And as you can see it there, I don't know if you can read it, but it's got, you know, a veteran thing on there and recycle me on a scooter. And it says, just a quick note to thank you for saving your aluminum cans for me. I will still be coming by every Thursday and Friday as usual to collect your cans. Also remember that I recycle small electric appliances, old computers, electric wires, and old aluminum cookware. Thank you so much. And I got Russell Pearson, junkdobber@gmail.com, my picture and all that stuff. But you know, with everything kind of up there about what's gonna happen, we don't know. Here in Florida, the governor is not clamping down on different things about staying in and stuff, like not making it mandatory and all that. I don't know if he's going to hold to that or not, but if he does that, then that means I'm not going to be able to. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to scoot around to these people. I don't know. Then again, since it's my job, maybe I could, and if I'm safe, you know, by safe I mean not taking chance, you know, and spraying and using sanitizer and all that stuff. But that just, it depends on a lot of things. I may have to make a new letter saying I'll only come by once a week or something like that, you know. I don't know, I'm just kind of playing it by ear. However, I am planning on doing what I said I'm going to do if that stimulus, if I do get the stimulus. I'm pretty sure I will, but I'm not counting my eggs, or I'm not counting my chickens till the eggs hatch. I've just learned that over all these years. Don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch. But that's I want to go back to woodworking, because then I can stay in. I won't have to dig in trash, other than I still will collect cans. Because if I don't get them and another scrapper don't get them, they go to the landfill, and that's just a terrible waste of resources and stuff. So I will still do that, and I still will do computers and stuff, you know, if I get them. That don't take up much room, and it's pretty profitable. Now, I have got, let me change hats here. I have noticed, I have noticed that one of my neighbors that set cans out for me, she's pretty much started crushing them. Because this last bag, I mean, look at that, folks. Look at that. Now, she don't have to do that, but you know what? I'm not going to tell her not to. So, right now, I'm going to go ahead and crush these few cans I got up here. Finish filling up this bag. And dude, you know, and I'll see how much the bag, one of these bags weighs, and I think the bag, it may weigh $7 or $8 worth. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. One of my subscribers was commenting about, do I take the cans to the scrapyard myself, or do I have somebody do it for me? I do it myself, folks. My grandson, my oldest grandson, the one with cerebral palsy, he's on disability, and when I get enough cans ahead to take to the scrapyard, I get him to help me finish bagging up stuff and loading them up. And we go to the scrapyard and he unloads them, and he takes them over to the scale and all that stuff. And collects the money. And I keep 2/3 of the money, and he gets 1/3 for helping me. Now, out of my 2/3, I pay for the expense of the gas, you know, going over there and everything. Out of my 2/3. Because actually, I do most of the work, you know, as far as like I'm doing now and stuff. And it gives him a little something extra. He don't get much. He don't get to keep much out of his disability. It goes for the roof over his head, you know, and stuff like that. And my daughter buys his clothes and stuff. But now he gets a stimulus check. I asked my daughter, I said, are you going to give him all that? Because she's in charge of his disability and everything. And she said, yeah. So, personally, I think she ought to hold back maybe $600 of it. Cause he don't have no good spending sense when he's got extra money, and that will definitely be extra money. Put my other hat on, and I'm gonna put that up there like. Maybe that won't be so bad. Stay up there. I should put it on a tripod. But it'd be interesting to see what he buys. And now he gets, when Christmas season rolls around, you know, he's a bell ringer for Salvation Army. He gets paid for that, which he only wound up getting $2 or $3 something, maybe $400. And he keeps all of that. But I found that I'm drinking a lot more water these days since I'm not on the sodas. Since I'm not on the sodas. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how much one of them bags weigh. Ain't no way to tighten that handle. Yeah, but I am planning on getting me some woodworking tools and start woodworking. That means I'm gonna have to start collecting. Oh, because I like to make crafts out of old wood. I don't like to make crafts out of new wood unless it's an absolute must. But I'm noticing, look how this thing does. Now, I put that up like that and it falls back down. It must be the more I use it, the looser it's gonna get. I don't know. I'm going to my cousin, my first cousin, the oldest grandchild, that just passed away last week, Ruth. She sent me the nicest, sweetest card, and she actually wrote a letter all over that thing to me. And it just touched my heart, especially since she don't get on the computer or anything like that. She don't have one in her house. And she's a retired school teacher. But she sent me that card. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to write her a nice personal handwritten letter back and let her know that it didn't go unnoticed or unappreciated. Well, I wrote the letter to send back to her, but I never mailed it. And then when she got sick and found out she had lung cancer, and all that stuff. And she got out of the hospital and she went right straight to a rest home under hospice care. She had stage 4 lung cancer. And so I was gonna mail it then for sure. But she passed away so fast. I had full intentions of mailing it to her at the rest home, but she didn't hardly last 2 weeks. So I never got the letter sent to her. Well, we have a Pearson family page. And some of my subscribers got an invite to join that page. So I just posted a note up there, and what I want to do is I want to make a video showing the card that she sent me, and then reading that card, that's what she wrote on there. And then I want to, in the same video, I want to read the letter I wrote to her and post it on the family page, providing it's okay with the family members. I don't know if that would be inappropriate. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess I'm asking permission to do it. I probably could just do it, but you know, my wife always said I'm not very savvy about when I'm actually forcing myself on somebody about certain things and stuff. I'm not very savvy about it. She always said you have to hit me over the head with a 2x4 to get my attention. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Now the video I make for that, I'm also gonna post it on my YouTube channel. This was a real sweet. I didn't have much interactions with her growing up because she was born in the early 30s. I was born in early 1940s. So there was about 10 years difference in our age. And, but as the years went, she was always there, you know, and my grandmama had a big old upright piano in her living room. And there were several of 2 or 3 of her kids played the piano. I don't remember if grandmama did or not. And Ruth did, the oldest grandchild. And I just remember her coming in there when they was visiting or stuff, and I was there or something. And her sitting down there and playing on that piano, and I just loved it. I just loved it. My wife loved Ruth. She didn't know Ruth up close, but she loved Ruth. She loved Ruth. She thought Ruth had the most gorgeous hair. And I can't ever recall Ruth having any other hairstyle than what she had as far back as I can remember. And even to this day, even to the family reunion last year, same hairstyle. And I would expect that's what she died with, that same hairstyle. I would hope that Meredith, one of her daughters, would have got a lock of her hair. They had her cremated. They couldn't have her funeral because it wasn't, the church wouldn't do it, and too many people were wanting to come, and she was well known in the community. So they're going to have a service when the church says it's okay, but she's been cremated. Which is, I would have never thought that they would have done that, but maybe because of this virus thing, maybe that's why they did it, because the Pearson family, for the most part, as far as I know, are the traditional burial in the cemetery and stuff like that. I don't know how they are now. I know I want to be cremated. My wife was cremated, and I wished 1,000 times. When my son died back in 1986, I wish we would have had him cremated, but I don't think my wife would have ever went for it. Because I'm sitting up there at that cemetery, I've got 4 burial plots up there. My son is buried on one. My youngest full brother, he was one in the military. We had him cremated, and his remains are right there at the foot of my son's grave plot. It's just a little urn, you know, and he's buried right there. And my stepdad, when he passed away, he didn't want to be cremated, but my mama was so, maybe I shouldn't say it, but it's the truth. She was just very nasty and mean and vindictive about stuff. And he wanted to be buried back in Malkery, Georgia beside his mama. And mama wouldn't do it. She had him cremated, and she didn't even go to pick up his ashes. I had to go pick up his ashes. So I buried him on a plot right next to my son, just his ashes. So I'm still sitting there with 2 plots that's untouched. I guess I'm gonna try and sell them, because ain't nobody gonna be buried there now. You know, I don't think my daughter, I think my daughter will be probably cremated when she passes away. I won't be there to see it, of course, or shouldn't be. And so I ought to just sell them 2 plots. I only paid $100 a piece for them. But now they're selling for about $500 a piece. This is a community cemetery. So conceivably, I could get $400 or $500 a piece for them. But I wish to God I would have had Bud cremated, but of course my wife wouldn't do it. I didn't even come up. And his gravesite, it's one of them, the stone, you couldn't put any upright stone, you could put flat stones out. And we had the stone we got, of course we went all out on his funeral. Of course it was a double funeral because the girl he was with and everything, she died too, you know. So that was his girlfriend, and we had a double funeral. But she's buried in another cemetery, but she wasn't cremated. Or no, wait, I think they did cremate her. Yeah, that's how that was. She was cremated, Bud wasn't. But but the stone, it's not just a little stone like so, you know. It's a full, long, flat stone, and I'll go out there and make a video one day of it. But big stone, and I have inquired about what it would cost to have him, what do they call it, exhumed, and have his remains just left cremated. But it would actually cost more than the funeral even cost. So I've been told. And my dilemma now about my wife's ashes, they're right there in the house. They're sitting on a shelf there at the buffet. And it's not a urn, it's a gray steel decorative box. And should I take her ashes and bury them right next to my son? Because that's where she actually wanted to be. As far as I'm concerned, I rarely ever look at her box, you know, her remains, unless something's bothering me or something. But my oldest grandson, every once in a while when he's having a rough time or something, and you'll see him walking around the house holding that box. Because him and my wife were close. That was Mama, ma'am. He still talks to her like ma'am. So I don't think he would want her buried. Even though my son, him and my wife was really, really close. The day I come up on that wreck and that big Greyhound bus was sitting there, crashed into that car, and that state trooper walked over and told me my son has passed away, the first thing out of my mouth was, oh my God, my wife is going to just die from this. Of course she didn't, but she took it hard. She really took it hard. I took it hard too, but I was concerned for her. And she had to be sedated that night. You know, when we went home from work and went to the house, and you know what, folks, I guess I'm done remembering. But anyway, I think I'm fixing to find out how I think I'm gonna figure out how heavy this bag is. Let me get this around here. All right. I need to find out. This is about as full as I want to make this bag, and I hope I can get it out of there. I don't know. I don't know how heavy it's gonna be. Oh my goodness. One of my stuff said, are you gonna be able to, that's working. Holy crap. I don't know how heavy it is. I'm gonna have to lay the oh gosh. I'm gonna have to more. I can get some more cans in it, but you know what? I don't think that's got to be 20, more than 20 pounds. More than 20 pounds. Okay. Now, this bag is going to be for the bottle cans. Granny Doe, first bag, Granny Doe. About 20 pounds or more. So if it may weigh 30 pounds. So yeah, that's gonna be about a $6 bag. Oh man. Yeah. All right, guys. By the way, if some of y'all's names pop up, you know, if I've got your email addresses and stuff, and it pops up on my page, my family, Pearson family page, I'm gonna drop you an invite to where you can go visit my family, Pearson family page. And you can see what a family that is. Yeah. I can't believe one lady friend of mine crushed all them cans. My grandson's got to be out here yet. Trying to cut that tree.